is this like going to have a chat about the record to put out as well?
Yeah, just how we recorded it, what sort of stuff we did, like just a bit about the recording of it, yeah.
So we recorded it and then it came out. Bye.
Excellent. See you there, everyone.
How have you been finding lockdown, Jason?
All right. Yeah. I feel like it's gone really quick and I just keep running out of time. Like the days just go like that. I'm like super just, I think it's time management. It's hard.
We start by talking about SS2 where we recorded it. It was wicked space, wasn't it? And Sam Duckworth and Reese, they were real good hosts, weren't they?
Yes, I loved it down there. It's so good, wasn't it? Amazing.
Is that the first time you've been there?
Yeah. Yeah, it blew me away.
So did you get
and
hold of...
it's just around the corner from you as well, really, like logistically.
Yeah, Sam was always saying, come down. And I know Sam, I've known Sam for years and he's lovely. So I went down to have a look at it and thought, oh, wow, this is brilliant. So I keep saying to Sam, I wish the control room was in the live room.
Yeah, that's one thing. What we loved about recording with you is like you were in the live room with us, so it felt like you were one of the band. So it's just we felt a lot more comfortable and free, and it was just a lot. The atmosphere was great.
Yeah, it should feel like that. Recording shouldn't be hard work. I mean, even on the McFly record we've just been doing now, on days where we just kind of couldn't catch a vibe or anything, we just went home.
Yeah.
Let's go get on with our lives. I'll go for something to eat and come back tomorrow. But that was the opposite. So we had all this gear set up in the live room, and then the first day we were jamming through some songs. I was like, you know what? It just sounds too kind of fly by numbers. Let's do it a different way. And we ended up everybody was in the control room, but it's a massive. So we had Jordan Ratboy and Danny set up, and then me set up, and Dougie set up, and then Tom was writing, and everybody just playing over it, like 3 or 4 different like Logic set, and I love being in the middle of chaos when we're recording.
Absolute mayhem.
Yeah, because it's great, and I don't care really how it sounds, because it'll always, actually I'm working on it now, and there's a caveat to that some things are hard to kind of, make, but the vibe is the all important thing.
Yeah, it's the most, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a good vibe in that place, I think, for you guys, and I enjoyed it. It's really good. It's a lovely space, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's the lighting. It's the lighting through the ceiling for me. It's got there's just a feel to it. It's just a nice space to record in.
We didn't do any vocals there, did we?
No,
we did vocals at Chris Bourne's, didn't we?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was really hot, wasn't it?
It was really hot.
We had Drew in, didn't we? Drew came in for the first morning or so.
He set up the drums, didn't he?
The drums and
stuff. Right. Yeah. I spoke to Drew yesterday. Yeah, he's a nice bloke.
Really I love Drew.
Yeah, Drew's lovely.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Is that something you've done before? Did you work with other people? I mean, he set on the first day, right? He set the drums up, and then that was sort of him done until later in the process. Is that something? Have you worked with Drew in that way before, or was that new?
I used to spend the whole day just getting drum sounds. I remember this is the first time I ever worked with McFly. We were at Olympic, which was this big posh studio in London. It's not there in Barnes. It's a cinema now. But the first day I ever went to Olympic, Eric Clapton walked into the live room by accident. Eric Clapton was just sat there on an amp on his own in this live room, this big room. Like, oh my God. The first time I did a song there with McFly, we spent 3 days getting drum sounds.
Wow.
I was engineering and I was just fussing around, and then it came out on a little MP3 toy in McDonald's for a Happy Meal.
I bet that was a good money deal, though. Yeah. Not where you want to see it end up, though, I suppose.
No,
spending all that time of the day.
Yeah.
I remember thinking then, that was one of the early on in my career, and I remember thinking that being a producer was all about sitting behind a desk and looking posh and twiddling knobs, and obviously I had my own studio, so I knew all that. And but I think the job of the producer is to know that there's that everybody in the room is better at their jobs than you are, and your job isn't to be better than anybody. Your job is to get the best out of them doing their job.
Yeah.
One day that dawned on me watching a Rick Rubin thing, and I was like, right, I'm going to be the most hands-off producer I can be. and it might not look very good in photographs or sound good in interviews, but I want engineers like Drew and Adam Noble, because I just don't want to be in there for hours and hours hearing people going boom, boom on drums.
Yeah. I remember the first day you took us to the coffee shop for like.
Yeah, we went and had a nice coffee.
We just sat and chatted in the coffee shop.
Yeah, because that's what production is, though, chatting about music. It's not getting tones. I heard another person say the word tone in an interview. He's like, well, I don't know what that is. It just sounds that you band make. So, so it's great to have people like Drew come in and just do that. And then once that's done, then...
And the drums sound fantastic all the way through them.
They do. They across everything we've done, it sounds awesome, man.
But that was a hard drum sound to get because we didn't want it to be posh and we didn't to be rock. So we wanted it to be a bit trashy and a bit more indie. So we
put a mic in the next room, didn't we, to get like an echo chamber type thing to just boost to that. That was real good.
And did we do some stuff for amps as well and delays and stuff?
Yeah.
I told you that, and he glues it all together a bit more, and then you've got stuff to play with. So yeah, it's really. I mean, I think you can get a good drum sound anywhere now.
During Vultures, obviously, we're talking about Vultures.
Here we
go. My bass part didn't take very long, did it? I think it was one take, was it? Yeah, I remember that.
Less than one take, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it might have been less than one take.
We sampled the note and then I programmed it all in, remember
that?
No, you did it, yeah. Yeah, one take Sam.
One take Sam.
You could get yourself off and stand in the garden like an Adonis. That's why. Do your job.
He's not shut up about that since.
He was out, but he was outside before, wasn't he? He was going, I can't remember it. We've got a Grammy-Award winning producer in there, and I can't remember my bass part. And then went in and did it in a one take.
That's called the hustle.
Yeah. Glad I didn't put money on that.
Yeah.
Adam's guitar takes it wasn't one go at that, was it? We had a few goes at that.
We could have had a month in that if we had the time, couldn't we?
We could have done. It was very warm in there.
Yeah, it was tuning, yeah.
He's blaming the weather.
That was in Chris's place, right? Chris Bourne's place.
Yeah.
Yeah, very hot.
It was hot.
Yeah, he's a great bloke, isn't he?
Oh, man.
Awesome, man.
We literally met him the night before, and
we met him on the Saturday night. Friday night.
And the next morning, he just dropped us his keys and went, I'm off out. See you later. Help yourself to tea and coffee. And we were like,
he went to a toga party.
Oh, yeah, he was dressed in a toga, yeah.
He had his hair in plaits, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's the most chill bloke in the world, isn't he?
He is so cool.
He's so cool. He's so chilled out.
James is so chilled as well. He's wicked.
Have you worked in that space with Chris before?
Only once, just we wrote a song years ago in there. And,
so you haven't recorded there? I mean, it was definitely different.
Yeah, I've never recorded that. I liked it. I'll record anywhere.
I mean, we smashed all the vocals in there. I don't think we did a single vocal at SS2. I think that was all done in the last 2 days.
In fact, I went back there with Eliza and the Bear. I'd done Eliza and the Bear before you or after you?
I think it might have been after.
Yeah, I went back there with Eliza and the Bear and did loads of vocals.
Sick. Well, I loved how you did the vocals, like, because everywhere else you go, they put you in a little booth, don't they? They put you in a booth, headphones on, off you go, and you just had us wandering around with the microphone, right, off you go.
And we're singing Bananarama.
Yeah,
Bananarama.
On the Vultures thing. Yeah. Bananarama. It's so different to how most other people would do it.
Because, like you say, it's more about vibe than it is about.
People are so clinical, aren't they? They're so clinical how they want to do everything, and it has to be.
Yeah.
Where you were just like, oh, you feeling? Oh, you want to do that one? Cool. Yeah, there you go. There's
it definitely brought out the creativity in me. I think it was a different way of working it. I think I struggled to adapt to it because I'm so used to that sort of regimented, get in the booth, there you go, red light on. But once we got going with that, it was such a nice way to work, the freedom to it, and then.
Yeah. Why would you even bring the vocal? I mean, who invented vocal booths? I don't even think they're a thing apart from voiceovers on TV ads.
It's a terror booth, isn't it?
It's so solitary. It feels like isolation when you're in a booth on your own. I can't feel relaxed in that environment, I don't think.
And you can't even communicate with the producer. And surely that the producer's only job is to communicate. That's it. and just to keep the session going and keep you feeling comfortable and coming up with ideas. Nothing else. I mean, everything else is just, who cares? So yeah, sitting there and on top of mics and it's awful. When I used to be a singer in a band, I may have mentioned that I was in a band at some point.
Still are.
I might have mentioned it, but I hated it.
Was it tough with us though? Because we only had 4 days to get 4 tracks done.
Yeah, that was tough.
That must have been really tough for you, especially considering you were like, yeah, we normally would take 3 days or whatever to get a drum sound, or if we're not feeling it, we'll just go home. But with us, it was like 4 days. This has to be done.
Yeah.
That must have been.
Could be good and bad. I mean, I normally looking at 3 to 4 days of song. If you look at the length of an album, I mean, there's songs again. Just to hark back to this record I'm doing at the moment, where I mean, I spent 3 days on one song just comping the vocals.
Yeah.
Here on my own. I mean, I'm on my own here, so I'm not exactly just going to.
I bet that's a lot of cups of tea.
Lots of tea.
Lots of tea.
You feel sick, and then you can't sleep at night because you've been hearing it all day. But yeah, it's a lot of work goes into it to make that front end bit easy and quick. You've kind of got to make up for it on the back end, which bands never see. So they just think it's easy, but I don't think bands really want to sit there while you're editing everything, watching you do that. I don't think it's very stimulating. So try and get the front bit done as quick as possible. So maybe 4 songs in 4 days is a little hard though.
That was tough.
It was tough.
Tiring, wasn't it?
It helps if the bass player can do it in one take.
Yeah.
Hey fellas, I've got to go. It's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Mate, it's 10 o'clock.
Bedtime for everyone.
10.
Jason, thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, let's do it again. And good luck with the record, and let's make another one soon. You guys are amazing. I love you.
Love you too, man.
Love you too, man. Thank you so much.
And we'll send you some demos as well.
Yeah, we'll ping you some stuff.
Take care, guys. Look after yourself.
See you,
And you, man. Stay safe.